Okay, kindergartners, I'm going to take a look at my listening look, and I'm going to look around and collect eyeballs so I know you guys are ready. Throughout high school and the beginning of college, I really didn't want anything to do with young children. It was never a consideration. I liked books, history, words, poetry. This is what I liked. And a friend of mine who works in an after-school program asked if I would help her out at the program because they were short-staffed over the Christmas holiday. I really didn't want to. I told her I didn't. It wasn't my thing at all. I told her to find other people to do it, and she couldn't. So as a favor to her, I went to the after-school for the 2 days before the Christmas break and absolutely fell in love with what I was doing. It was hard, and it was frustrating, and it was complicated, and it was really, really messy, but it felt really good at the end of the day. So after those 2 days, I returned to the after-school program and worked there for a month. And when I returned to college, I pretty much decided that I was going to be a teacher.
What makes the other oi sound like oin, oi, and coin? Well, I decided to become a teacher because I just have felt that it was so rewarding. I actually worked with an autistic child, which I completely loved, and I just fell in love with the job. It's rewarding every day. You set many goals for these children, and you see them, you know, just achieving so much every day, and you leave with a sense of pride and that you actually made a difference, and it feels great. And to see these children make their goals, it's just, you can see how excited they are, and you just get just as excited.
Why are there 3 columns headed 1, 2, and 3? Rusty?
First slide 1, 2, and 3.
Because how many pictures are you going to have in all?
3.
Because how many slides do you have?
3.
Right.
I have always loved kids. I've loved working with kids and being around them. I feel very much at home when I am in front of a class. I feel like I can be myself with them, and I can help them achieve something in life.
If one is considering becoming a teacher, it's essential to spend as much time in a classroom as you possibly can. Student teaching is great, and it does give you a certain amount of experience hands-on, depending on the classroom you're in. I worked as a classroom aide for 2 years before I became a teacher, and I learned huge amounts by watching other people teach.
Before somebody becomes a classroom teacher, they need to spend a lot of time with children, not just one child or 2 children or in a camp setting. If you want to be a teacher, you need to know what children are like in a classroom, because it's very, very different. You need to have experience trying on the role of a professional authority figure. When you're a first-year teacher, the first time you walk into your own classroom, or even when you walk in as a student teacher, your heart rate's going to go up. You're going to get very nervous. You're going to get very, very sweaty when all these little eyes turn on you. And that's natural. But you have to feel comfortable. And the only way to feel comfortable is to be there, to have the activity of the classroom around you, to have children swirling about you, to hear the noise level, to, you know, have your hands busy in teaching, in children.
Okay, good. So what did you change?
Since I remember that his family...
Friends, can you work a little bit more quietly?
Since I remember that his family was big and he has lots of relatives. And
I think you really do need to have some sense of people skills. And that always refers back to communication. But it's hard. I mean, I've met a lot of teachers that are great in the classroom, but they have lots of difficulties either dealing with their colleagues or dealing with parents. And you really need to be good at all of it.
Some challenges to collaborating with your colleagues are the time that it takes to actually spend quality time talking about what needs to be done, or, you know, ideas that you have. Another challenge is when a colleague presents something that you don't agree with. And how do you deal with that? And if it's a constructive criticism, being able to hear hard things and talk about hard things is definitely a challenge.
You need to be willing to take criticism. You need to be willing to work with other people and to collaborate and to learn from others and to learn from your students on a daily basis. Organization is extremely important. There's a lot to juggle when you're a teacher in terms of parent feedback, students' needs, professional responsibilities, but also to be flexible, because oftentimes different events pop up and your lesson may not go the way you think it's going to go, but to be able to accept that and roll with it and be able to be good on your feet about finding something else to do.
You're never done with the job, and that can be very frustrating. So I think if you're someone who needs to feel a sense of closure, it would be quite difficult because it's ongoing all the time. Kids are always growing, changing, and then you're always ready to teach them something new, so they're ready for the next step. But it's, if you can deal with that aspect of it, it's great, and it's great fun. And if you can allow yourself to relax and have fun with the kids, that makes it even better.
If you're thinking about becoming a teacher, I advise you to spend some time with a teacher. Go into a classroom for more than a day. Stay with the teacher at the end of the day. Be there before school starts at the beginning of the day, and follow them around the entire day. There is so much more to the profession than I think some people realize.
You can't isolate yourself when you're a teacher. You need to lean on and allow yourself to be leaned on by all your colleagues. That's what makes a school, is everybody working together.
You have to be ready to ask for help and to accept help graciously. Because when you walk into a school, there are master teachers around you, and you need to seek out those people, and you need to pester them, because they have a great body of knowledge, and you will learn by trial and error, but you'll also learn by talking to those who are older and wiser.
Find yourself a good mentor within wherever you're working, somebody that you whose values you appreciate, who you respect, and that you can go to for advice, because you will need it.